It is a corporate time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, back from vacation.
Hello.
Hey. You look red-brown.
I'm getting there, buddy.
She's getting there.
I am getting there.
And you are getting red-brown, too, so I got to step it up. In fact, I was sunbathing with my daughter in our garage over the weekend, had my belly out, and she slapped it as hard as she could. And
In your garage?
In my garage, because we're real rednecks. Yeah, and I'm baking in the sun. She's baking in the sun, and she slapped my belly, and it's the closest I've ever come to closed fist punching her straight in the face.
Where do you wait until like 6 p.m. until the sun is setting enough for it coming in the garage?
We go right out there 10:30, 11 o'clock when it's just laser.
Okay, where you're in the parking lot.
Yeah, we're in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Laser beam, real rednecks in the parking lot.
Yeah, because your garage faces south.
Yeah, my garage faces south. We sit in a camp chair and just bake our bellies.
Do you go into a parking spot?
No.
Just
Right in the lane, right in the middle of the road.
All right.
Right in the road.
Oh.
I pulled out Dansby's. Dansby has a waterproof dog pool. We should be plugging right now, right?
No.
Okay.
We're off the rails on a Monday.
I
I
like
like
it.
to imagine your rich neighbors looking out their window.
They hate it.
And then like, this is what happens when entertainers move in the neighborhood.
Okay, want me to tell you something?
The entertainers are the ones they got tattoos. They don't belong.
Can I tell you something that happened?
You don't deserve the money.
Let me tell you what happened. You'll love it.
Yeah.
A Lamborghini came down the road and got to our area, and because I had Dansby's dog pool out there filled up and Maisie was in it, he had to back up and turn around. Couldn't get through.
I like that.
Turn around, Lamborghini. You are not needed
Yeah, the
here.
dog pool out there
dog
in the
pool
parking lot?
in the middle of the road.
I got a dog pool, too.
Yeah.
And this one,
my
Sam,
backyard.
$12. I got it at Target. If anybody's looking for them, they're hard to find. But we found one. It was just like hidden. You know, you ever find something that you really, really want, but it's hidden, like somebody else stashed it behind all the garbage? And I'm digging through these.
I'm a stasher for sure.
Yeah, I used to stash too in my younger days, but I'm digging through all these inflatable like rafts and little inflatable pools. And, you know, the new thing now is all this inflatable trash where you put your hose in it and it makes like a little sprinkler and then your kid goes. So I'm looking through all of that and I'm like, man, this dog's going to shred all of this garbage. But then in the back, in the very, very back, there was it's made out of like tarp material, real thick, like reinforced tarp material, and it's a foldable dog pool. You like fold it out, and it's got like these vinyl covered like cardboard sides that stand up.
Yep.
And then you fill it full of water.
Yeah,
and
I have the same one.
Freaking awesome. It's awesome.
It's great.
It's the best thing ever. So I put it in the middle of the road, but you know, this guy had a lime green convertible Lamborghini. And they're loud. And he comes down and I'm waved to. I kind of did the thing that the Duke Energy guy did to you when you were pulling your trailer. I looked at him. I put my hands out like,
turn
around.
Hey, I was like, turn it around, Lambo. We got a redneck kid here having a pool party with
pool
a
is
dog.
full.
Yeah, we got a dad out of here. I got my belly out. I'm having a non-alcoholic Bud beer product.
Now, what happens when one of the other neighbors calls
they see me.
the association or whatever, you know, like starts making
I don't know.
complaints?
Never had a complaint.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean,
like,
it could happen.
you know, they're going to pull an Andrea on you
yeah, they
and
are.
then be like, you can't have a
She got another one
pool.
too. White Ford Explorer in the back. Had one flat tire and a bunch of trash in it. She called the next day, big
Now,
fluorescent
see, she's
yellow
going to have to
sticker.
pull back on that if you got dog pools out.
You're doing what they're doing.
Do you think for a second, Sam, that Andrea gives an F what I'm doing? Do you honestly think she cares? She'll probably be the one that calls on me. She'll probably call on me because I'm out there with Maisie and Dansby. And Dansby, I engineered his lead. He has a wire lead. Like it's like microscopic thin, but really, really strong. So he can kind of navigate. So it's me and Maisie and Dansby all hanging outside. We got reggae blasting. So trashy.
Yeah,
We
you're out in
have
the
what
parking
people,
lot.
I used to call it white boy reggae, but I got corrected over the weekend. You're supposed to call it Florida reggae.
Oh.
Florida reggae. So
Well, they're not all from Florida.
I know, but I guess that's what you're supposed to say. You can't say white boy reggae. So I say Florida reggae. I got the reggae playing. Maisie's in the pool. Dansby's out there. Turn around your Lambo. I even set out the little turtle man. You know the
slow.
I only have one turtle man. I put him. I kind of have to look at the parking lot and judge.
Where do you get one of those turtle men?
You used to be able to get them at Toys R Us before. Used to be able to get them at Toys R Us before they went belly up. But I don't know where you get a turtle man now.
I remember, Daniel, you making fun of me because we put out those road cones.
I don't like the turtle man. Andrea bought it, but I put it out there. And look,
yeah, you made fun of me for the cones.
Well, you're welcome to make fun of me for anything you want to. But
I
just
am doing
understand,
it.
but it's not working. It's not working. I'm impervious to it.
So let's explain so the listeners really understand.
Yeah.
Behind your 4-story townhouse,
it's just a townhome.
There's no yard. It's just a parking lot.
Yeah.
So your garage opens to the parking lot. And that's where Daniel's doing it.
Mega it's huge.
Yeah. This is not your own personal parking lot. This is a public parking lot.
I treat it like it's my own skating rink.
You got to
for
make
Maisie.
your own yard.
I've driven a golf cart back there. I've driven a go-kart back there. The only thing I haven't really driven back there is a 3-wheeler. I need to drive a 3-wheeler back
Remember
there.
when Justin Bieber moved into that super affluent neighborhood in
It was
Atlanta?
his oyster. It was his oyster.
And
he
then the
did whatever
neighbors
he
were
yeah.
all bitching because he was driving his Lamborghini, he was having like parties in the backyard, and like everybody else was just a rich like businessman or whatever, like dentist, and and then Bieber's in there.
That's what I do.
He's richer than all of them, and then they're all bitching.
I'm not richer than I'm the poorest person in my unit by far.
But it's everybody
He was trashing
else,
up the neighborhood.
Yeah,
I really am
trashing
trashing up the neighborhood.
Here's
another one I
It's
do.
the entertainers that trash it up.
Here's another
true.
one I do. Tell me how you feel about this. I have reconciled it in my brain, but you guys could probably make me feel bad about it again if you really tried hard enough. When I run my smoker, I think that smoke blows to the left and smokes up Stu and Sue.
Oh.
And the neighbors on the end, I think their houses for a week after I do a couple
stink
of yard
like
birds.
a pork butt?
Yeah, I smoke a couple of yard birds, and man, and they're like, we're talking Stu's Maserati smells like smoke. We're talking about the neighbor's Land Rover smell like smoke. I smoke everything. I'm out there in
you got
tiny
a smoker and a dog pool.
Yeah, I got a dog pool, and I got
your
my
daughter's
smoker.
just flipping around the hot asphalt.
She's flipping on the asphalt, and I got 4-inch shorts on. I got some little tinies that suction to my genitals. I mean, you can see it all. And I'm out there I don't get red brown either. I just get red. Tattooed in red. Look like
Travis's mom
like a ladybug.
forgot to put sunscreen on her face. We were at the beach
all
week.
That'll ruin your life. That'll
And
make you
her
want to kill
face was
yourself.
as red as that cup.
Oh, man.
First day. First day.
First day.
I mean, you're not supposed to burn your face.
No.
It's the easiest thing to apply sunscreen on.
The only thing she didn't apply it to.
This is from the chat room. Ghost of Manute Bull from our Twitch chat room. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live says, anytime Stu and Sue come up on the show, I remember when Maisie was on the air and said loud and proud, Stu has diabetes.
Oh, my God.
You know, I often remember that.
It's the most fondest memories of what people say.
So, Sam,
Out of the mouth of babes.
so let's talk about your trip. You went up to St. Augustine for the week, or how long were you up
Yeah,
there?
we were there for the whole week for Trav's birthday.
You guys did it right because, I immediately looked at what you were doing, and as a person that's been to St. Augustine almost more than any place I've ever been because my parents had a place there, you took a week, and it just looked real slow-paced and fun.
Yeah.
Like you just...
a lot of relaxing.
You paced it right. It looked awesome.
So when you go to the beach, are you tent people, or are you
No.
laying in the sun on the blanket?
Chair.
Oh, just
Wow.
chair, straight sun.
That's old
Straight
school.
sun.
That is old school.
You just raw dog the sun.
Raw dog.
straight.
Yeah.
Red,
No
brown, raw
tent-
dog.
No.
No umbrella, nothing?
No.
I like that.
That-
My
That's
husband is not a
brave.
fan of things that whip in the wind on the beach.
Okay, well,
he is
he's
not-
tough.
He's not a wind man.
I mean, how long can you
ju-
take that for?
You just jump in the ocean and then you come back out.
Yeah, but still, the
but after a
unrelenting
solid
sun.
20 minutes, you're scorched, right?
Like I was in St. Augustine only for a day, and the sun was
It-
scorching.
It was beaming, baby.
Can I tell you something as an anxiety man? When I run things the way that you're talking about, when I raw dog the sun, one of my biggest problems is I'm so neurotic about bees and wasps around me that when I feel my booby sweat rolling down my love handles, I think it's a wasp, and I start slapping my love handles as hard as I can. I'm always thinking
You're
there's a
not the
wasp on
swamp.
me. I'm always thinking there's a wasp on me. I'm always slapping my handles.
So what about coolers?
Yeah. So we did have.
Did you
Tell
see
me
the
your beach
picture of them
setup.
coming down the staircase like
so that's the
Elsa's
problem.
castle?
There was the beach house that we stayed at had a boardwalk, which in the Airbnb ad, didn't show exactly how that boardwalk was set up.
Yeah.
It was all stairs.
Never show them how the boardwalk
up and down, like for no reason. You just need to go up once, across, and down. I don't know why there were so many levels to this.
It's because of the way environmentalists, I think, make them build the walkways through the dunes.
It was annoying.
It is. It's a dune thing. Like sometimes you're going up, and then sometimes it'll level off, and then sometimes it'll go straight down, and then sometimes it'll go then back up. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So we have ourselves a beach wagon, right? Because better life. You just put all your chairs and your coolers and everything in it.
If you live in Florida, you should have a wagon.
We attempted to do the wagon. We did. We did the wagon the first go around, but we quickly learned we no longer will be bringing the wagon out to the stairs. So we had to downsize our party setup here, and we just brought like a backpack cooler, and our chairs also turn into backpacks.
Yeah, like it wouldn't work for you. Like you would start at like the way that she's describing it, like Anastasia Beach or Crescent Beach or St. Augustine Beach, right there off of A1A. If you were even on your one wheel pulling your stuff, you'd get down the walkway, and then eventually you would have to navigate downstairs, like to another walkway.
My shins got tore up trying to carry that goddamn wagon.
Oh, and it'll whack you in the whack, right in the shins.
Mm-hmm. How long is your beach
experience
stint, right? Because
you're talking from beginning to end.
Yeah, because I've often found that we bring so much stuff.
Like you're living there.
But with children, it's the necessity. You feel like but the moms feel like they need to do it.
Yeah, the tents.
I'll blame it on moms. I'm cool with it.
4 chairs, the cooler.
You can at me. I'll blame it on moms.
There were some elaborate setups out there.
But then I'm like, we bring enough stuff. We're like, all right, we can live out here for days. Yeah. And then we stay there an hour 45.
Are you barbecue grill people?
No,
not on the beach.
I don't think you're
too much of a pain in the ass.
Are you supposed to do that?
I don't think technically you are, but
you can.
People bring like the little camping grills.
I mean, come to think of it, it sounds like a fun idea.
It does, but it does sound like a lot of work.
Yeah, but too hot. I don't need to be sitting in front of some hot ass grill grilling hot dogs. We should bring a sub.
That's what I do in my garage. I sit in front of my smoker, hot smoke pumping into my body.
Like I want to eat a sub from the cooler that like cold lettuce on it. I don't want some hot ass burger.
Yeah.
Anyway, so how long is your stint at the beach?
So we typically do like an hour, and then we'll go back up for a little bit, and then we were going multiple times
back
a day.
And forth. Yeah.
Do you leave your stuff out
there?
No. Okay.
Can't do that.
What do you mean?
It's a good way to get somebody to poop in your cooler.
You can leave your stuff. I've done that before.
I've done it once.
You have a lot of trust in humanity. I do not.
I did it once.
What are they gonna do?
Take my stuff.
They'll
what do you
take
mean?
your stuff. I had stuff stolen from the beach.
Although I will say, the first day, Travis's mom, we all had gone up, and she stayed a little further down to get her face read. And it started raining.
I didn't mean to laugh.
We told her, we're like, hey, the clouds are rolling in. You might want to come up. She's like, okay, I'm going to just be out here for like 30 more minutes. Torrential downpour. So she's coming across the stairs completely soaked. About an hour later, she realized she left her phone out on the beach.
Oh
no.
It was still there. She went back out there and got it. So you might have a point here.
Tom's right. Tested, approved.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
and it still worked.
Yeah, like once I set up the tent and like I have the chairs and all the cooler stuff. Like I'll leave and then come back later. And
my dad used to do that. My dad
leave where?
Well, like if we were staying at like a beachside condo or something,
like a resort.
You're not just like leaving to go grab lunch and coming back.
No.
My dad would do that though. My dad would set up.
If you're staying on the beach,
right.
But not
we didn't leave our stuff. We carried it back every single time.
It's an old school thing, but my dad used to go down there, 2 chairs, maybe 3, 2 umbrellas, and then once it was set to the end of the day.
And if you're staying for multiple days, because I've thought about this, like last time we went to Minnesota Key or whatever,
I hate the name of that because I want to say Minnesota, but it's Minnesota.
But we were staying close enough where you could, like, the hotel, you could see our stuff, right, from our room.
Uh-huh.
Hey, put that down!
And I was like, well, let's just leave it out for, like, we were staying there for 3 days, like, let's leave it out all night. But then Chris was like, you can't leave it out all night. No one does that. I'm like, well
also you're you're taking up that spot where somebody might want to set up there, but your stuff's just hogging up all the space.
You can't hog it.
It's the same thing where you were complaining about at Blizzard Beach when people leave their stuff on the chairs.
I know. I love doing the same thing I complain about. No, but the beach. One thing is the towels on the chair.
God's beach.
Well, it's just like
there's a lot of beach. I see what he's saying.
I'm gonna be there the next morning
it's just
anyway.
Lazy, dude. It's just lazy.
It is
I get
lazy.
what you're saying, but it's just lazy.
But can you leave it out all
mean,
night?
You can.
D had moved.
Is that the?
But no one else does, so I feel like that's a not a thing. Anyway.
It isn't a thing. Yeah,
most people do.
Yeah, what you're talking about is just extreme laziness, and that's fine. It is a thing, and if you want to do it, Sam and I are not stopping.
Right.
I've thought about just leaving it.
And never coming back.
Like, sometimes,
I've done that.
The kids are. I mean,
dude, I've done that. I've done that with a bad beach chair, and I sat in it, and one strap broke, and I'm like, you know what? It now belongs to the earth, and I walked away.
There's a lot of homeless at the beach. Someone will take it. You know, like
normally,
some
somebody just takes it and bends up all the aluminum and puts it next to those blue trash cans. Like you see the tent. Undoubtedly, you go to the beach in Florida and you go to any, especially in Volusia County beaches, you go there and next to the blue trash can that's nailed to a 4x4, you'll see a tent that's bent to pieces because some Italian dad lost his ass and broke it into a million pieces while he's yelling obscenities at his wife. You know, like that's a real thing that happens here.
So, Daniel, I want to talk to you about
you gonna make fun of me and my birthday celebration for Dan's Bay the dog? Are you gonna
mock
me?
There's a lot of things. No,
I could tell you were in there writing crazy, mocking me crazy.
So you had a birthday for your dog.
I did. He turned 1 year old on the 22nd. So Maisie immediately texts me, wakes me up. She's like, "It's his birthday. We got to get everything ready."
Now, dog birthdays. You just pick a day that you like.
This is his actual birthday date.
You know his actual, because most dogs, you don't know the day they were born,
he got it
right?
from a breeder, right? So they know when the puppies were born.
I know when he was born, 9:15 a.m.
Oh, do they have like a little paw print on like a birth certificate or anything?
I
No, but
didn't know
I'm sure
they gave
we
you
will.
that information.
Oh, yeah. If you're getting them from a breeder,
A good breeder will give you, like, I know his mom, his dad, his mom and dad's dad and mom. I know, like, where he was kept, all of his medical records. I know the time, 9:15 a.m. on July 22nd, 2022.
So, what'd you do?
We took him.
Did you get a pup cup?
We got him up early, and then we went. He likes to drive in the car, so we put him in the car, and we took a drive around the town. He hung his head out the window the whole time. He loves that. Then we took him. I told you we took him. We put him in the pool. We had the pool out there. We had music playing. Then for lunch, we took him to Ollie's Public House because dogs are allowed. And we got him a big bowl of ice water, and then we ate sandwiches. I gave him some. I had a tucker. I gave him a little beer. We gave him a banana because he loves bananas. That's his favorite food.
You've done more for Dansby than you do for Maisie.
I did. Yeah. Well, Dansby needs it. Maisie doesn't need it. She doesn't want it.
She just want to get to work.
Yeah. She doesn't want it. Maisie doesn't require any of that.
And it's something you're doing for yourself.
Oh yeah. It's for me.
You put a little hat on him.
No little hat. He don't like hats. But we did. We just played. We took him to a dog park and let him run around, which is something he doesn't get to do very often. We went to this one dog park, and I met this Spanish couple who has 5 peepees, but all of their little peepees were girls, and all of them had little dresses on, and all of them except for one bite. So every one of her dogs, I'd walk up to, the lady goes, "That one bites, that one bites," and I walk up, "Yeah, that's Brownie bites, Brownie bites."
So
all of the dogs bite, so I didn't get to pet any of them.
A lot of dogs on the beach, too, where I was staying.
It's a dog summer, man. I see them out everywhere.
When they got be on a leash on the beach, right? That's the thing, or do you let them run?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're supposed to, but not everybody was abiding by that.
Yeah,
you are supposed to do. You get in some pretty severe trouble for breaking leash laws on the beach, from what I understand. You know.
Also, if you tie your dog up to your beach chair and then just leave them out there in the hot sun, you're a monster.
Yeah, you're a bad person if you do that. They don't want to be there. What are you doing?
That happened.
I
almost stole that dog.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't, like, it's really, really hot out there. In fact,
no shade.
I hate memes. I make no bones about the fact that I hate memes, but I've seen one that I actually liked. It was some cowboy in Texas who it's so hot he just put his dog in like one of those like igloo coolers, the roller coolers, just so he wouldn't burn his feet, so he could drag him over to the grass to let him go to the bathroom. I'm like, that's a nice guy.
So Daniel, what I wanted to talk to you about is Ross's show that you went to see, and because it seems to happen to you a lot. Although I've been to a couple shows.
It's happening everywhere.
People talk or
and maybe
heckle.
Let me preface this by
it's
saying...
It's not even a heckle. Heckles, it seems like it's a negative thing, like you're telling the comedian they're bad. But this is more they're interacting with the show real time.
Yeah, this was a slight heckle. I'd give it a slight heckle. I went to the Bull and Bush for the What Do You Want From Us show. It's Larry Fulford's comedy show where you basically get to interact with the show via your cell phone during the show and vote on the jokes and topics that the comedians will be portraying that night. It's really, really cool. They had Lee Cohen, they had Marcus Crespo, they had Ross, Larry Fulford, a great lineup of comedians up there. The only problem was this one guy that sat at the bar. And it's always just one guy.
Oh, no. Was it the British guy again?
No, this guy was, let me describe him. He was about, I don't know, like 6'2", 6'1", 6'2", very skinny, quintessential skinny Florida golfer. Looked exactly like Shooter McGavin from the Adam Sandler movies. I've been running this over in my brain so I could paint a picture for you guys. So he looked exactly like that actor, whatever that guy's face is, kind of with the floppy curly hair, the Shooter McGavin, right?
Yeah.
And he's dressed like he got off the golf course, and then before the show, doors started at 8, show starts at 9, doors open at 8. It looked like he had gotten off the golf course, maybe came straight to a bar, another bar, and then made his way over to the Bull and Bush. He sat at the bar. He also sat with, and this is another weird phenomenon that I was like analyzing. You ever see somebody when they're dating somebody and you're like, you're dating that person or that's your wife or girlfriend, but that person is 40 to 50 years older than you? You ever see that?
40 years?
Like where you look at the person and you're like, you are dating an old woman. Like you were, and so he's sitting very close. I assume that he was dating this woman. Could have been his mom.
Right.
But they were, so the way the interaction was going is that anytime a comedian would say a joke or something, the old lady would lean into the guy and be like, what did he say? Like it would be like, he would be.
Oh, God, translator.
Yeah, like repeating punchlines. So this guy had a catchphrase. A lot of them have catchphrases. You know this, Sam. You've been with me when we've seen this. This guy's catchphrase, it was one of the worst ones I've seen. His catchphrase was, count it.
Oh, no.
So
count it.
He was screaming that.
He do the hand. You have to, if you could see me, it's twitch.tv/TomandDanLive or youtube.com/@TomandDanLive.
Did he think he was helping?
He did.
Okay.
They always think they're helping.
Yeah,
He would look around. Like, remember the last one? The chat room's even reminding me. The last one at the Improv was truth. Mm-hmm. Remember that one?
Yeah,
truth.
Okay,
this guy was count it.
Mm-hmm.
Count it. And then so whenever they would do like a joke, he would yell, count it. And then I had gone there this particular night to meet up with the voice of real radio himself, Mr. Dan Stone. So Dan was coming out to support Larry and Ross and all these comedians because they've known each other a very long time. So I met up with Dan, and Dan is getting, incensed because, he's not known, he's a serious guy, don't be disrespectful. And this guy's being every joke, count it, or he says something, or Larry did a joke and then he did one of these where he claps real big and he goes, I get it, now I get it. And to the point where Ross at one point said to the guy, sir, shut the F up.
Yeah, because Ross will do that, yeah.
But it was a light Ross, if I'm just being real.
Okay.
It was a light Ross.
Probably trying to go easy for Larry's show.
Yeah, but Ross had a good explanation when I talked to him later. Ross was like, it was a ticketed show. You'd had to pay $10 to get in there. It did appear the guy was laughing and participating. He was just doing it too much, and maybe they couldn't hear it on the stage the way that I could hear it.
Yeah,
but
it's distracting. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, shut the hell up. So I'm watching.
Laugh, clap.
Count
that's it.
He kept doing the count it. He kept to the point where Ross says, shut the F up. And then I see the guy say, he kind of looks around and he goes, well, this is funnier than anything I've heard on stage tonight. Like kind of does that thing like, I'm
wasted.
funny. He also would try to expound on jokes. Like when there was a pregnant pause or when there was nothing going on, this particular gentleman would sit and say things like, we're all here, all three of us. And it didn't make any sense.
Right.
So me, being me,
God, it's so cringe.
I thought about it, and I think I'm going to start changing how I handle this. And I think that at 47 years of age, nearing 50, I've gotten to a point where I've lived enough to know that I've enjoyed my life, and my daughter, she's doing great. I think that
nothing more to do.
There's nothing more to do, so now I have to become Orlando's comedy little person vigilante. I have to save every room.
They call it M-word vigilante.
I'm going to be the M-word vigilante, and I will save I will save the rooms. You call me, because I thought about it. If Dan hadn't been there, and I love Dan Stone with all my heart. He's one of the oldest people I've known or longest I've known at Real Radio. And I thought, I'm going to get up, and I'm going to excuse myself to the bathroom, and then I'm just going to go over to that guy, and I'm going to tap him. I'm going to be like, hey, come out here. And I'm going to have him follow me out, and then I'm going to try to reason with him. But if that doesn't work, then I'm going to find anything around that I can grab, and I'm going to kill him. I'm just going to smash him, and I'm going to start smashing his face. I'm going to smash him good. I'm going to smash him
part of the
good.
show.
And you have to smash him flat. You got to smash him flat. You got to smash him good and make him understand that you got to stop doing this. You have to stop.
Yeah.
You're not funny. You never were funny.
It's like this, the comedy shows, the heckling, and then the concerts of people throwing phones at people.
Yeah,
like, what is happening?
You
guys are animals.
Again, let me go back to it.
Could you just reason with them and be like,
there's no reasoning with
like,
that type of person, especially when they're drunk.
Let me go back. Yeah, he was hammered. Let me go back to it and say, and plus, by the way, I'd had nothing to drink. Thank God for Lagunitas Hoppy Refreshers at the Bull and Bush. Man, you just pound a couple of those, you're having a great night. But I was looking at this guy, and no, the only thing that would have worked is for him to have been beat up. He needed to be beat up. These people don't understand. You can't reason with them, and then they get drunk, and then you tell them, like, hey, you need to keep it down. And then they get, like, defensive and angry, like they just need to be knocked out. Like B.A. Baraka style, knocked out and then put on a gurney.
It's the only way.
And then you just got to take them home, like, and put them in their bed and just be like, you did something wrong. You can't do that anymore. You got knocked out. You'll wake up in the morning. We'll forget all about it.
Again, I've said this before, but I assume that adults in 2023 have seen comedy specials on Netflix.
No, but everybody wants to be a comedian.
Whatever.
It's the social media created this problem because we gave everybody a voice and we made everybody think that every little thing they say on Twitter, or now it's called X, whatever you want to call it, everything is like, people think they're fun. This guy legitimately thought that by yelling "count it" at the end of a cleverly crafted, perfect Larry Fulford joke would make it better.
Yeah,
I know what he thinks, but my point being, if you've watched comedy shows, this isn't happening during the comedy shows you're watching on Netflix.
Except that it is happening now on TikTok because that's the new famous thing that people are getting famous for, is doing quote unquote crowd work, right? Because so they think, they want us to interact with it. Also, you're assuming that people are self-aware, and I'm here to tell you that most people are not.
I know. I understand.
I've heard a couple comedian buddies of mine, and again, I'm not a comedian. I'm a podcaster or a broadcaster, but I have heard multiple comedian friends of mine say that the crowd work trend is sort of whacking the bee's nest, so to speak, where like people think that they're like him saying,
they're like, that's what they want. They put it on social media.
Yeah.
Right. I actually thought about, I told this to Ross, and Ross said it was funny. I actually thought about calling the Bull and Bush during the show from my booth and being, hey, I'm over, and just kind of waving and being like, we got to get this guy out. Like,
there needs to be some more, like, just kick these MFers out when they're ruining the show.
That also disrupts the show.
I know.
And Ross made the correct play, because I don't think everybody was bothered by it, but for somebody like me that's OCD, that when I see something like that and I've zeroed in on it, I can't get off of it now. Like, I couldn't get off of it. And the guy, he had his stupid visor on, like from golf, and I just want to take his visor and beat him in the face with it. It was just, why? What are you doing? And you take you and your grandma wife and get the hell out of here. Nobody likes you.
So,
What would have I think
their
everybody would have been
good though.
But everybody would have been mad at me.
Their intention is look at me. That's not good.
But I think they think they're trying to make it better.
They need to be embarrassed, though. They need to be
shame.
They
them.
need to be shamed. Like it. like maybe just pulling him aside wouldn't have worked. Maybe I would have needed to pull his pants down, right, in front of everybody and be like, look at how small, or like he needed to be.
Count it.
Yeah, count it. Like he needed to be humiliated to never do that again. You could tell that this is what this guy does. Like he goes and he drinks like 20 Miller Lights and then he ruins comedy shows. That's what he does.
But if you asked him, he would, again, because there's no self-awareness whatsoever, he probably would have been like, yeah,
we were all having a good time.
And I think that's why Ross made the correct play. You know, like, he was juggling it, right? And having to decide, well, do I walk this guy out of here? Like, because that could, when you do that, that could be like he hasn't settled his tab, then the grandma starts crying. You know what I mean? Like, then it becomes a bigger deal, and then you ruin the whole night.
Yeah. And
I don't know.
I don't know distraction.
I don't know what you're supposed to do. That's why I was just going to tap him on the shoulder.
Miss Pat is this week at Improv. That was the last time that Dan and I went and truth.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where I just can't do it anymore, man. It's unstoppable.
So Sam, you were telling me about a show called Hoochie Daddies.
Yes.
Now, what is this?
So I talked about this at the end of You Heard About This One. We do a little segment called You Synced where we talk about either shows or movies that we're watching or just found. And I found this show. It's a reality show on the Tubi network. Are you familiar?
I'm a fan of Tubi.
It's free.
I'm familiar.
It's a free network. But it was a TikTok, and in the way that it was filmed, they're like, "There's no way this is a real show." So I thought it was a joke. Like I thought it was satire.
Again, it's called Hoochie Daddies.
Hoochie Daddies.
And you found it on TikTok.
I did.
Okay.
No, well, that's how I heard about it, right? So I'm like,
yeah.
let me go to Tubi and see if this is real, and it was. It's all filmed in Jacksonville.
Okay.
And it is
starting off good.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna
anything filmed in Jacksonville, Florida, I'll watch.
If you're gonna,
it was in like some random rental house, right?
Yes, a McMansion.
No, not even. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
No. So it is a reality show with, I believe it was like 6 studs.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that to most folks.
So studs are male presenting females.
Okay.
So they're women, but they dress and behave in their way of like masculine, right?
It's the opposite of drag, right?
Drag is dressing up.
Yeah, I think it's
this
still
is how they live their
considered
life.
drag, but it's
not drag because it's not art. It's just how they dress.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It'd be like a tomboy or something. Is like how they used to call it, right? So
that's pretty close.
Yeah, so they're very masculine females, and they are competing. The whole house, everyone is competing for the title of Hoochie Daddy of the house, which their prize is 2 tickets to go to Jamaica, right?
Yes, that's $70 right there. Holy crap!
And a giant chain with a medallion that says Hoochie Daddy.
Oh,
now that was the start off, but then by the end of the show, they also add in because
a Vizio TV.
You find out that the host of the show, she makes a lot of other independent like films and shows.
Yeah.
So you will be cast in one of her upcoming films as well. You'll get a character role.
The interesting part about
what an opportunity
is that
amazing.
We've all heard of like cheaply produced movies and independent movies, but some of
us have been in those.
But I've never heard of cheaply produced independent reality shows.
I am
like
legitimately shocked that this aired on any kind of network besides the internet.
It used to be a thing. I mean, I can
remember.
Well,
it is the internet basically.
Well, no, back in the day when reality shows first started, there were a bunch of like almost cable access styled reality shows. It went away because, again, who's going to do it if nobody's watching, right?
Yeah.
But there were, like, even here in Orlando, there were, like, smaller, very indie reality shows in the early 2000s that tried to kind of capitalize on the popularity of your Real Worlds and your, whatever else those early ones.
Road Rules.
Road Rules, stuff like that.
And you said that the interesting part to me, again, and this leads me into a different question, is that you couldn't, like, no one had like a lavalier.
Nobody was mic'd up.
Boom mics.
Nobody was mic'd up. It was just the camera's microphone that was so very difficult to hear. A lot of it, you're gonna miss a lot if you don't have captions on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these competitions, this was straight up some Taft garbage, like stuff we used to play as kids because you're poor and you don't have nothing. They made a boxing ring to box each other outside in just a backyard in Jacksonville.
Oh, I love it. Bum fights. Bum fights.
And it was a blue tarp on the ground.
Yes.
For the mat. And then cinder blocks on each corner to
forever
hold
Kimbo,
it.
forever Kimbo.
And it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Strike it down, don't put cinder
man,
block.
if you hit the corner on your temple, you're out. You're done.
And then just like bamboo sticks on the corners with rope with string tied around it. And that was the boxing match.
The bamboo gives it a Street Fighter vibe. It's like a blood sport.
So
that was one of the...
Is there a host? Like
Yeah, there's a host.
Is it please
Who's
tell
the
me
host?
it's
She's also a stud.
Please tell me
Her name is Woody.
Woody. Is she a rapper or somebody we haven't heard
Yep.
of? I love that. It's always some hip-hop star I've never heard of, and I'm like, I'm in.
So the interesting thing
Woody.
you told me this morning as we were catching up, you told me that the captions didn't work at first, but then they
I
got
literally
turned
found
on.
it the day that it debuted. Somehow on my
Okay.
TikTok, I found it. So when the day it came out, there were no captions. It was not available.
Hey, Woody,
right?
fire them captions.
And there are
dog.
10 episodes of this, by the way. It's a full 10 episodes.
10 episodes. My God, it's Game of Thrones.
So eventually, they got caught up where they had captions.
Okay.
And these
they
are
paid
all
the captions bill.
these are all women of color,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
were throwing around the N-word.
Oh.
But the captions put a hard R.
Oh, ChatGPT better
So,
ease up on the ER.
It was. I was like, I feel like I need to turn these captions off.
I will ask my ChatGPT
I feel
in the
uncomfortable about
future.
it.
Put an A on it.
Yeah.
Put an A on it.
So my question is, are the captions auto-generated
Some are.
through a computer,
Yeah.
or is it someone that is translating this like
Most
a
of
court
them,
reporter?
No, most of them, like even ours on our YouTube channel, are all done by AI, and they have been forever.
Okay. Yeah. It's just, okay. So then that leads me to my next question: is when you're programming that, just always put the
Write a
A at
script.
the end.
You just write a script in there. So
Well,
anytime there is ER in the word that starts with NI, you put an A. Easy breezy.
Also, they're just like openly smoking weed and rolling blunts on the back porch.
I
Now, I
like
get
that.
it's medicinal in Florida, but
Yeah.
this did not seem like that. Like everybody, the host, everybody, they're all fighting each other the entire show. They go
all right.
every night. They
this is true trash TV.
Is it
Oh,
new?
it's so good.
Is it new?
yeah.
Okay, so is it all 10 are out?
All
or do
10
they,
are out.
Oh, okay, we gotta get
Yeah.
on this.
Every night, they celebrate whatever challenge it was by going to the strip club every night,
Oh.
and they show pretty
it's boobies?
much damn near anything.
Okay, all right.
There's one stud that's on the show who
Tommy
just
and Max
has her
might like
tees
that.
out the entire time with just nipple tape on it.
All right.
Oh, okay. I like that. Yeah.
So I like it because it's low budget
Oh, it's
reality
so good.
TV.
It's
like
free.
the lowest
It's
budget.
free.
Yeah.
Low budget TV is more free.
Yeah. It's
And I don't mean the cost. I mean like they just
One of
do-
them had to sleep on an air mattress.
They do more. They do more because of their significantly unfortunate.
One of them had to
IQs.
sleep in a closet.
Well, because
Her room was the closet.
Yeah, because
they
the-
didn't have enough rooms.
because
to
the
budget.
producer and director, I guarantee you, are of a very low IQ. It makes for a better show.
It's great.
Are there like
They have quote unquote security guards, which are just dudes in a t-shirt that says security.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
I
it's your
think the
friends.
girls could probably beat them up.
Yeah,
are
that's your
there
friends.
Big Brother style security cameras?
No.
So it's all
It's all just a guy following them around.
Okay.
Any romances? Any romances?
Not really, because not all of them, but most of them do know each other, because a lot of them are also exotic dancers, which I
Okay.
didn't know was a thing. But
In the
I'm
Hoochie
into
Daddy
it.
community.
Yeah, in the stud community.
Yeah.
so-
oh, sorry, stud community. I want to get
yeah,
it right.
so they,
Stud community.
so a lot of them have like prior issues with each other.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fighting,
Yeah, like
not
you
a
stole
lot,
my
not a
nipple
lot of
tape.
loving.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yep.
you came, I danced to this song, and you came out and danced to the same ass song.
I think it's
and-
more of like they used to date the same girl, and then you know.
Okay.
I would love. We should
I was going to
find.
say something completely inappropriate.
They're
As
casting season 2 right now, and I
Well,
cannot wait.
We need to
I
find
want
the
to.
producers.
I want to help produce the audio for
well,
them, because
Sam, why don't we reach? If they're casting season 2 now, they probably need some help. Let's reach out to them now and see if we can get involved.
Yeah, I just want to know.
We'll help them write some bits.
What's the budget? Because
Right.
you know, like who's producing
And they're gonna
this?
say, well, I mean, we just kind of
It's-
go with what we got.
It-
get
it's-
this, guys. Guess what Woody's production company is called?
Woody woo, Woody woot.
That would have been good.
Whistle tips
It's
go woot
Get
woot.
Her Done Productions, but it's
Oh,
spelled
you're
different.
gonna
It's
get
spelled
sued.
differently.
You're gonna get sued.
Hard R, hard R.
Get her done, hard R.
Put the hands up with these studs. Am I right?
You can probably find a clip. I don't know if there's going to be something I'll have to cut out, but I really need you guys to see.
I'm in.
Some Hoochie Daddies.
I'm into Hoochie Daddies. Well, okay. Well, damn. I didn't expect to get homework this out of the gate this quickly, but I'm excited about Hoochie Daddies on Tubi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tubi.
We have to take a break, but before that, let's talk about sand dunes for a second because I just wrote it down when we were talking about the dunes because we're all about protecting the dunes in Florida, and my whole life has been like protect the dunes, don't stand on the dunes, don't put your footprint on the dunes, don't even take. If you take one,
don't even breathe on the dunes.
The grass, blade from the dunes,
you've deteriorated the dune.
Yeah, you've ruined the ecosystem.
You've ruined the dune.
Like, don't play on the dunes. Don't walk across the dunes. Like, it's all about not touching the dunes, right?
Yes.
But then a hurricane comes and
they can touch the dunes.
Well, it obliterates 18 miles of dunes. Like, I'm not joking. They don't exist anymore. Like when that last hurricane last year.
But if they did, we wouldn't be able to touch them.
Yeah, no, I understand. But that last hurricane last year, when in Satellite Beach,
it changed the topography.
It swept. 10 miles of dunes, like 1 trillion tons of dunes. It just gone. Only thing that left was rocks, right? So,
no dunes.
So,
sorry, no dunes here. Moose should have told you.
They can't be that precious. Like 1 foot when a hurricane obliterates 18 miles of dunes and they don't exist anymore, you can walk across.
Is it the case, though? Is it the case that if we were allowed to touch the dunes, that it would be the equivalent of like every day's a hurricane?
No, I mean
because people just couldn't stop themselves. There'd be people riding their trucks over the dunes. You know people with their trucks. They're driving it. Oh, get the dunes, get them.
If one hurricane can literally make the dunes disappear for 18 miles, they can't be that precious. You know, it's not the senator. Like, was it there for?
That wasn't that precious. That's a stupid old tree.
And now they're just rebuilding them.
Nothing's
with regular...
precious to me. Write that down. Nothing is precious to me. Right, not even my own life. It's just time.
Let's take a break. I know Hourglass Brewery's here. We're going to talk some beers. We'll be right back.
What's up, guys? Hey.
The Hoochie Daddies theme song is now on Spotify if anyone's interested.
I grab that. Where's this go?
Monday 1 and 2. So you guys did 3 already.
Yeah, it was the Weird Job Wednesday, right?
That's right.
Hi.
What's up, y'all?
Hello.
How's it? We're going to have you guys help us out with some topics here.
I dig it. I don't know if we're going to be able to top the last one.
It's all just the same shit. Oh, let me use the restroom really
If you guys
fast.
want to get a rental house in Sanford, you probably already got one. We'll come stay for a week.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, dude, how are you? That boxing ring doesn't sound very fun, though. Was it really cinder blocks?
Yeah.
Like no thought into it whatsoever.
It's so good.
Bill and Eric. Yeah. How you feeling, E?
Fucking not good. Eric's in a very vulnerable state right now. I got tanked at a 4-year-old's birthday yesterday.
No,
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
She went to bed eventually. But I was there too late. Too many beers. Too many picklebacks.
We should talk about that. When I grew up, drinking at kids' birthdays was a norm. Like, you know, like they always had alcohol. Nowadays, it's like people
frowned upon.
I still do it. Like, especially like if it's at our house, obviously. But then even at other, like if it's at a place and they have a bar, like it's yeah. No, it's like it's acceptable. But I see other parents don't. The new school parents don't do that.
The father brewed a beer for this.
Okay, all right.
It was a Barbie-themed 4-year-old's birthday.
Yes.
And he made a pink beer for it. So drinking was encouraged.
Where are we going to put this, Tom?
We'll put this Monday 4.
Okay.
And so I'm just getting all the August 12th, 4 p.m. at Hourglass. Okay, let me pee real quick.
A lot of peeing going on. We're the pee guys. Gotta do it. I love the branding on the Trackside Tropic came out rad. That was a good ass beer. Yeah. But I drank too many of them here one day. Yeah, that I hurt myself. Which one are you on? The blue one or the hold on, let's see. Talk for me, please.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
There it is.
This is the one.
Nailed it.
Sounds
We did
strong.
it. We did it. We're having a good Monday. Oh, that's rad, man. Nice tattoo. That's very cool.
I like Pokemon a lot.
Yeah, well, I like the negative spacing on that, though, too. They did such a nice job. Wow, who did that? If you don't mind me asking, that's great.
So there's a new shop in Longwood, Hiram's Tattoo Collective, and they bring in out-of-town folks for
right
a
on. So it
week
was
or
like a
That's
person
cool.
featuring?
So she was their first
Rad.
one, and I think she lives in like Minnesota or something.
That's great,
She was
man.
in town for a week, and my wife and I got tattoos from her.
It kind of reminds me of the way yours had the coloring, Sam. Like I said I was done, and now I got itch again lately. It's
Always.
yeah, it's bad. It always creeps up on me, and then I'm like, oh, I'll just do that, and then I do it, and then I'm like, I'll never do that again. And then the cycle
About a year later, you're like,
starts
I
over.
got the
Yeah. I think the chest was been 2, and I haven't had anything. Should finish my arm.
Yeah, you waited a while to do the other arm.
This one, yeah, I waited until May was born, and then I got it. I think I got it right before she had her first birthday, and that was 8 years ago.
Like, I don't want one.
Do you have any?
No, none.
Good.
I
Keep
feel
it that
like-
way.
I feel like no tattoo is kind of the
It's the new thing. Yeah, yeah. I if I had it to do over again, I'd probably get rid of all mine.
Really?
I really love them. Don't get me wrong, but I also there's an idea of like I like symmetry. So when I look at my body in
You're
the
like,
mirror,
off balance.
yeah,
Like, I gotta fill that
yeah,
gap.
it looks weird. Well, I mean, also just basically the way my body looks in the mirror nude is horrifying. So I look at that first, and I'm like, oh my god, why would anyone want to discolor such a disfigured body, right? Why would you do that?
It could be like me and have one random one from when my parents came into town.
See,
Like,
I
let's
like
get
that
fucking
though
tattoos.
too. Like for a while, Drew had that. What the guy Drew Garabo used to work with. He had just had Homer Simpson in his arm. If you just have Homer Simpson on your arm, till you die. That's cool, because it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But if you add to like now, I'm basic because I'm like tatted up like everybody else, you know. All right.
I'd be mad about that, Eric, because now you love her work. You'll never be able to see her again.
She's coming back to town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So-
there you go.
so-
Joke's
Joke's on
on
me.
you. Yeah, you figured it out.
I have to get the other Pokemon now because these two, like, one evolves to the other one, but then there's a third one. So people are like, where's the third one?
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get it. Oh, yeah.
All right. Where'd you say you're putting this?
This is Monday 4.
Monday 4. Okay.
We're
Would you like
talking
to bring us back?
Against All Odds Beerfest. All right, I got it.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. So we've got Bill and Eric here to talk about the Against All Odds Beerfest.
Is this thing working? Yeah. Oh, it's not working very well.
The batters are talking. I like
what
having
happened?
us more quiet.
I know what happened.
Blow my ears.
I know all the listeners against the listeners, even their wishes. They're like, get rid of that. That thing sucks. And I'm like, I'm still doing it. I'll never stop.
Yeah. We don't listen
Yeah,
to the
I don't-
listeners.
If I listen to the listeners,
Yeah,
we have a
you listen to
successful
us.
show.
We don't listen to you.
Yeah, you're not
It's
broadcasting.
one
What
way.
are you doing? Hold on, I'm gonna turn this thing up as loud as I can go. Help!
We'll get you to stop listening.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Anyway, Against All Odds Beerfest happening August 12th.
Sam was wanting to go. She was willing herself back to vacation. Like,
Like, why did I come back here?
be back.
It's at Our Grill.
Our grill. Oh, it's falling
Grill.
apart.
It's kind of like patio grill.
It's falling
meets
apart.
a brewery.
Just grill now.
Our grill.
Hourglass Brewing in
Yeah,
Longwood. So tell us about the Against All Odds Beerfest. What's going to be involved and all
So
that.
you might call it a mini beer fest. It's going to be in our Longwood tap room. We have 10 other breweries that are bringing at least 2 beers from all over the state and the southeast.
Okay.
It's going to be $60 essentially for the GA ticket, all you can drink. So we got 8-ounce sample glasses going around. It's a limited event, so 200 plus or minus people locked into the building.
I like the sound
3
of that.
food trucks, and it's basically just go at it.
Okay.
I like the idea of like you're limiting it, so it doesn't get
exclusive.
gross.
Yeah, for us, honestly, it controls parking.
Sure.
You want to make sure that there's lines aren't
Good
too
experience.
crazy.
You want a good
Right.
experience.
It's the anniversary experience, so especially for the people that have been there for the 11 years that we've been around, we want to make sure that we can just lock it in and do the best we can for them.
Awesome. And you said the food trucks are also part of it as well.
Yeah, we'll have 3 food trucks on the day, and then we'll have some stuff after at 5 o'clock after the festival's over.
And
We're
guess
gonna
what they
open
got,
some service.
guys?
What I got?
Air conditioning.
Yeah.
And
that's vital.
That was another big checkbox.
Yeah.
You're not going to go to some parking lot.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we do a charity beer festival in a park, and we moved it to January because the heat is so crazy. So here we are in August, and we want to do a beer festival. We're like, well, we can't just go to another park. People are going to die. So we just finagled our way to put it inside of our tap room for the first year, and then hopefully next year we'll find a cooler spot.
And then all the other breweries involved, they have they're just bringing like half barrels to put on tap. Right? And then you get
2 goodies, and they're going to be there serving, and you'll be able to try everything. We may have some stuff on later at that location, any leftovers, but yeah, they're all bringing 2 beers too on top of it. So it'd be like 40 plus, at least 40.
And
plus
knowing
beers.
beer guys the way that I think I know them, they love to like show out. They like to bring their.
Oh, yeah.
I'm bringing. Go dust off the one that we've been saving for the beer fest. Bring that out. And then you get to try some like crazier stuff that also again inside.
Rare beers.
I read that. I thought it was a misprint at first when I read that you guys it was an inside. I'm like,
it's like an all-night skate. We're locking the door.
There was a beer festival like I want to say 15, maybe even 20 years ago that I went to with our buddy Jim Colbert, and it was downtown Orlando, but it was in I want to say it was like in the library or something. It was like in. And it was to this day, it was my favorite beer festival I've ever been to because it was inside, but they picked like the largest room or the largest building you could, and you were going up and down different areas.
In the stairs.
And I always thought that was really cool.
Yep.
Like so the fact that you guys moved it inside, that's just a smart move on your part, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be red.
And just search Against All Odds Beerfest, and you can get your tickets. And they're limited, so I'd get them before they sell out because
100%.
You are putting a cap on everything.
Oh
right?
yeah. 200.
There you go.
All right.
That's it.
So Eric is also here, and Eric
He's barely here, guys.
told me that he was
Physically.
hungover from a 4-year-old's birthday party yesterday. So tell us about that, Eric. You got hammered at a 4-year-old's birthday party.
Barbie themed.
Yeah, it was a Barbie themed birthday.
Nice.
And the father brewed a beer for it and everything, a nice pink beer.
Great.
Wow,
It was a beet saison. So
Nice.
it just tasted like dirt.
My mom
drink-
loved beets. I hate beets.
Yeah.
I don't understand the appeal of beets. They do taste like dirt.
Lots of sugar,
Oh, yeah.
evidently.
It was tastes
Oh,
like dirt.
so you're
Yeah.
probably
Drink a
it's
few of
coming out
those.
red, huh?
I'm saying.
No,
Mark.
it's been fine.
You think you're dying? You're like, oh God, I'm dying! Oh, the Barbie beer.
That's right.
Oof.
And I enjoy, and I always thought that you were supposed to drink at kids' birthday parties, especially like young kids, because I feel like all the parents, they have to stay, right?
What else
So
you
it's
gonna
like
do?
I'm getting to the point now where I
like
can
a drop off. Yeah, drop off parties where it's at.
But with 4-year-old, like 4, 5, 6, even you can't drop them off, right?
Yeah, no,
but
it's not. I remember when I went to, I think Maisie was 2, and I took her to RDV, and I had to walk her around to everything, and I'm like, she didn't even want to be here. So why am I here?
So essentially, it's just like all the kids and 4-year-old kids, like they can play with anything. They're running around,
Give
play,
a cardboard box,
and so
give them a straw.
all the parents just stand around and drink, and that's what you do.
Yeah.
There's something that's kind of disturbing. Then you're driving your kid home drunk. But we look at it.
We don't talk about that part.
You stand around with the other adults, and you're like, you say the nose, and bitch, I drink,
Awkwardly drink with people you never
and then
met
occasionally
sometimes.
some kid falls over, you pick them up, you're like, you're good.
But then I have seen parents like, you remember even Tommy's birthday party at the park when me and you were drinking those margaritas?
Margaritas at the park.
He pulls me aside. He's like,
Public
"Hey,
park.
Dad, I bought 20 margarita pouches and 20 sangria pouches, so you got to get drinking." I'm like, "Yes, sir. I'm on it, sir."
And nobody else was drinking.
Nobody
Except for
else
me
was
and
drinking.
Dana were just standing around drinking margaritas.
I went 5 sangrias deep before like 10:30.
Like the other parents deemed it inappropriate or something. Like, I know.
Look at them back there drinking so they can steady their hands so they can help open presents with the child.
and I offered. They were like, no, they're politely
like, sangria. They were the pouches, like the real,
like a Capri Sun.
Yeah, like the ones that hot girls take to the beach.
By the way, I gave those. We had like 30
kept
pouches
them in the cooler for like 2 months.
Well,
I thought
I gave them to some BDM who came and loaded them into their car.
Yeah, wasn't it Steve
your
Mooney?
house?
Wasn't it Steve
No,
Mooney?
no, it was some other BDM. But I loaded it into the
He's
back
like, I'll
of their
give these
trunk.
to my Mexican roofers. Drove away.
Which was awkward. Anyway, I feel like that's not a thing as much anymore in
it is.
2023.
It's a thing.
It was a thing in the 80s and 90s, but not in 2023.
I'm the only parent I know of that when kids come over to my house, they see me on the couch with a beer.
No, okay.
I'm the old school.
Oh, you're beer dad.
I'm the Ted. I was gonna say Ted Bundy, but I meant Al Bundy.
Oh my God!
I'm Ted Bundy. Get
I
it through your
knew it.
skull, Sam. I'm Ted. No, I was gonna say I am the Al Bundy of. I am.
Yeah.
Like they come over and I'm sitting there, I'm watching baseball and I got a beer. Like every other, when I go over to pick up Maisie, it's like the other dad. Where's the other dad? Oh, he's in his workshop.
Doing CrossFit.
Yeah. He's doing something like, he's doing like
he's got a marathon.
He's doing science.
The day drink. I grew up with all my uncle. Anytime we ever had an event,
you drink a beer.
Like my grandma would get enough beer for everybody.
Yeah.
Like my grandma would always have beer in her fridge to offer any adult male that came over.
Oh, white
no matter
label
what
beverage.
time it was in the morning or
this is why we
it's
have
like,
a
would you like a
business
beer?
together.
Like it was my like she knew that men like beer at any time of day, and you have to have some to offer them no matter what. Yeah. Especially at kids' birthdays, you can't go without beer.
My dad didn't
You
drink.
insane?
My dad wasn't a beer guy; he's a whiskey guy.
Ooh.
But when we were having a party, my
have a
mom would go up to Winn-Dixie and get like a 12-pack of White Label Maple Budweiser and ice it down because we're having a party and you needed to have some beer
for the guests.
Yeah.
Like it was,
kids' birthday party, especially.
No, we're just having a party. We're having a cook. Like there was always a beer there, right?
Yeah.
Because we're adult.
I do like brewing a beer for your child's birthday party.
That's pretty
though.
dope.
Yep. Hey,
And you said it was a Beat Saison.
it was a Beat Saison.
Saison.
How many
Barbie
how
beer.
many pints of Beat Saison do you think you were funneling?
I only drink a couple of those, but there were a number of picklebacks. And
I've never done a
and
pickleback.
probably, like,
Really?
Never done
a
one.
dozen seltzers.
A dozen seltzers?
This was from like 2 until midnight. So this was
God
like a
damn.
marathon.
Midnight. Hold on. It was a kid's birthday party.
That girl
Do
likes
you
to
have
party.
kids? Eric, do you have kids? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Really?
Were your
so
kids there?
young.
I have a 9-year-old daughter.
Okay.
And she was there. And then after a few hours of like pretty
Oh,
casual
man.
hanging out, my wife was like, "Hey, I'm tired. The dogs are at home. I'm taking the kid home."
Should have
I was
took
like,
the
okay,
eject
so
Oh,
I
so
off.
you
go,
stayed
okay.
late.
You
Okay.
shoulda went.
I'm floating in the pool. I'm like, yes. And she's like, all right, see it. And I was like, hey, can you toss me like another beer before you leave?
Yes. Oh my God, this is a Daniel. This is a Daniel.
Tom, can you imagine this happening in your household? Where you just stay at a party floating
Yeah.
and then ask your wife
Yeah.
as she's
And
leaving
then
with
the
your
guy-
children?
and
No,
then the
my
guy
wife
get you a
wouldn't
beer?
leave- my wife wouldn't leave me behind.
And the wife
No.
beered him as
Yeah.
she was leaving.
Elaine is an angel.
Now,
she is. I don't know how she deals with it.
now
you
what
crushed it, man.
What about
well
your
done.
What about your buddy's wife? Because I imagine
You
they.
get out of that pool right now.
Get all your friends out of here.
Your friend is still in the pool. He's at midnight.
It's supposed to be a Barbie party, and you're supposed to be dressed as
Eric
Ken.
ever gonna leave?
Puking up pickle juice.
Yeah. Because I've had that situation where
He's
like,
peeing in the pool. I know it.
The lingerer. The
Yeah,
lingerer.
the lingerer. Were you the lingerer,
There,
Eric?
there were other people there longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
We currently we have
Yeah,
we have another employee out today,
On
accordingly.
a Sunday.
Wow.
And this was a lot of craft beer industry. People were there, like other breweries and stuff.
Mr. Terrapin's here.
So a lot of people who are pretty good at drinking beers.
Yeah,
So,
the pros.
Yeah, it was a good time. And
God, I went to one of
today's
those.
not cool. But 2023 normalized getting drunk at kids' birthdays again.
I like that. It needs to come back. It really
It
does.
should.
And you should get so drunk you stay till midnight.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
You know what ruined it? You know what ruined it for us are all these places that do the built-in birthday party. You know, like where you do a birthday
yeah.
party at, like, let's say a place that has a monkey in its name, and you go there and you're
Do
doing
they not serve alcohol?
No, they don't want it on premises or anything. I'm sure it's a liability.
Elevate serves alcohol.
Yeah.
Full bar.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I did.
Fun spot. Full bar.
Full bar.
I did.
You got to find the places with the bars.
Yeah, I can't
get a White Claw and ice at Elevate during my son's birthday party, and it was like 1 p.m. And then I didn't see any other parents do it, so I pretended it was water.
You go late. 1 p.m. is late.
them.
1 p.m. is late.
Yeah.
Like if Maisie has a birthday party and I have to go set up for it, I'm gonna have one at 8 a.m. to get get
it
fire
going.
started.
I gotta get it going a little bit. You want to do voicemails and emails?
Yeah, let's do some voicemails.
Because I told you guys that a new thing we're gonna start doing when we have our clients come in here, just to like have you guys help us more, because like look, we can plug all day long, but then the listeners go like, they were plugging. It's just a plug fest. Like, okay, fine, mother efforts. Then we're gonna
get to know our listeners through their voicemails.
Yeah, so get to know these animals that are yelling that they're like, Eric, I know what you're doing. You and Tom are just doing an infomercial about Hourglass Brewing. And I'm like, well, we are.
By the way, against all odds, Beerfest, August 12th, starting at 4 p.m. So you got some time to buy your tickets now.
All right, let's try. I mean, you guys have the vibe of a little nerddom there at the brewery. You know, you guys like that. Let's do one that's like a nerd question. Let's try this one right here.
Hey, Tom and Dan and Sam. I'm watching a new show on Netflix. I think it's called 65. It's some space adventure. And it starts out and they hit an asteroid field. And I was just thinking through that. Is that something that we'd actually have to worry about if we ever went into space? Like, is an asteroid field really a challenge that we have to look out for? And then I keep watching and I'm like, okay, well, what's the next step in space? Is it that can we get somebody to agree to just go on a one-way mission in a rocket out into space in some sort of, like self-sustaining terrarium where they can just, where they can just live as long as they can live and report back to Earth and say, we got this far, and then eventually they die? So what's the next step in space exploration is, like, how do we keep going further than just the moon if it ever happened? So anyway, I just was interested.
This guy's hammered.
I thought it was high.
Sir, stop thinking about it.
He's gone really deep.
Go to
Sir, just stop thinking.
I just got home from this kid's birthday party. I was drinking in the pool with this guy from Hourglass.
If it's not the asteroid field, we just got to send somebody out.
I think that this is a dumb question. Everybody knows that you got to have a mom and a dad and a kid. You got to shoot the whole family, and then they got to keep having kids.
Yes.
And right?
It's
got to be.
Well, then the kids.
Yeah.
It's gonna run out eventually.
No, it's two families.
It's two families.
It's two families.
Not one. No.
It's getting weird.
It's not one. It's two families.
But even with two families,
Yeah, the IQ would go
I've
down
also
very
seen
quickly.
the videos of the one family. I've seen those on X videos.
I've seen it in West Virginia.
I've seen it in L.A. I've seen it right downtown L.A. right there in the mansion.
The great grandkids are going to be the wild, wonderful whites of West Virginia.
But the funny thing is, they're going to have all this crazy space tech. So they're going to be like doing the clogging at the same time, but have like a laser gun.
I also like how this guy thinks that we need to blast someone out there and be like, what do you see out the window until you die?
Wait 10 years to get back to, by the way.
And by the way,
he said one way, never come back.
Yeah, but the communication.
Yeah, but I'm saying we can see a billion light years with telescopes. Like we can see till the time that the Big Bang happened.
But there's something peaceful to me about, like, if you told me, Dan, and we're shooting you out there, and it's a one-way trip, and I'm like, peaceful.
Armageddon style, like
you
got, you're like the one. It's the hero scene.
But I think you'd be dead from your lifespan before you hit Pluto. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We kind of wasted that, didn't we?
That sounds like the world's worst nerd punchline. You'd be dead before you hit Pluto.
You idiot.
Like the next solar system is some sort of insane light years away. Like we were talking, like even I think the we shot a probe out, like, I don't know, in the 80s or something that passed Pluto sometime like 20 years ago. It's like it's not even going to hit anything close in
In a
3
lifetime.
generations from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so long. That's the thing about space exploration.
You're making them think more about it.
Yeah. Just
You gotta
stop.
stop.
Yeah,
Just
but
tell them to stop.
It's there's no reason to send human.
No, just sacrificial at some point.
Like because no matter, even with the fastest space probe, it would be
you'd pass
400
away.
years before you would even get to some other thing to even look at.
And
That's
how
why
fast does
you're
that
always.
data even come back?
That's why you're always frozen in those type of movies. You know, you're like,
Sleep through
and
it.
then they have to reanimate you somehow, and then you're not aging because you're breathing the liquid. I don't know. It's all dumb. Let's try this one.
There's an alien somewhere.
Let's try this one.
What's up, guys? Ben with a Y here. Hey, back in the day, I've been unemployed a couple times, and I've had to drive for Uber and Lyft. And
gross.
I just wanted to throw in a few comments on what Tom was saying. I used to work the iDrive area because I felt like that was the most profitable because you're making a lot of small runs between hotels and restaurants. So you're not burning a lot of gas, but you're making maybe $3 or $4 a ride in between, say, the ale house and the convention center or whatever it may be. So you're doing that all day. I used to love getting, rides from iDrive to the airport, or like he said, iDrive to Maitland. That would have been great. If you go iDrive to some of the seedier areas of Orlando, typically what I would do is once I drop someone off, I would just turn off everything and then drive all the way back to iDrive and turn it back on again and stay in that area. I do know if you start rejecting rides, or if your ratings fall to a certain level, I don't think they'll allow you to pick up any people anymore.
Oh my God! So you're just driving around. You're like, what's happening?
Damned
Not
if
getting
I
any
do,
fares
yeah.
today. You get up in your own head. Dude, hopefully they tell you about that.
I
Because
gotta
somebody
turn
like
this
me, that'd be I can't go back to Andrea like this. That's how you end up offing yourself in the St. Johns River.
Can we hurry up on the automation of the cars?
It's
not there. We don't
It's not
need-
there yet, dude.
We
It's
have
so
to.
scary.
Can we hurry up on taking humans'
it's
jobs?
not there.
We
Like,
have to.
why are
We have to. We can't keep doing this, or making you destroy your car for $10.
But it's just all like just make it automated. Like I've already accepted there's not going to be jobs for humans anymore. That's fine.
It'd be nice if we had public transit in Orlando.
Somehow functional public
Yeah.
transit.
You had to
we're
build
too
the
spread out,
infrastructure
right?
earlier. Like we're screwed ourselves with that.
We needed to have that grow with us, and we just never had it.
No.
So now, like,
You got to bring your bicycle on the bus.
Like, I know-
And then you get the
2
Sunrail
hours.
that only runs 9 to 5 Monday through Friday.
Yeah, you can't drink and drive. Like, you're not going downtown and getting on the train on the way home. It's just not a
No,
thing.
like it doesn't run.
I don't know who thought that through.
Just have a bunch of electric vehicles that drive themselves like Daniel's Tesla.
They're starting to do that in Lake Nona.
Are they?
They have like vans.
They have them in
that'll-
Nona. Yeah, I've seen them.
I think they're putting them in Altamont as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
get them everywhere.
It's not. I mean, it's not
Just
there.
hurry
At
up.
least mine's not there yet. Like mine.
Do you like the new FSD beta or whatever? The new...
Well, I'm.
It's there. I drove it. It's fine.
I'm in the program, and no, it's not fine. It's like there are certain, like I go one route that I go every single time, and there's this one turn that it forever will miss,
Geeks
and then
out.
try to turn me into an oncoming traffic lane.
Oh God.
And I test it. I test it all the time. I'm like, let's see if it,
Come
I don't know.
on.
Call me. I'm crazy, and
Yeah,
I'm like, let's
roll
try
the
it.
dice.
And there go. I gotta grab it and. Goes, it'll get there. I do think it'll get there. And
fine.
look, it's impressive what they've done.
Yeah.
And does it feel naughty when I use it? Yes.
Yes.
And do I use it all the time? Yes.
Yes.
I don't drive that car. I use it all the time. But I'm also paying attention.
Yeah.
And for people that don't pay attention, it is not there yet. It will not work.
Well, Bill, Eric, thanks so much for
I
coming by.
appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah,
This is
man.
fun.
Again, against all odds, Beerfest.
Where'd you get the name of that? I like that name.
We kind of were initially planning.
It's
the
so
anniversary
dramatic. I love
party,
it.
and it's like, how the heck are we even still here?
11
A
years.
day
Yeah.
Like,
plus,
Hey,
and
that's,
it's
hey,
like,
we say that too.
you know, we
Sorry,
see
guys, we're
other
still here.
breweries dropping like flies, and it's like we're against all the odds. We're still
still
here. We're still
kicking.
doing it.
I love
so it's kind of just thinking about that.
Yeah, well, you guys do a great job.
Yeah, and thanks for working with us, man. We love you
Hell yeah.
guys, and I got a couple texts for some buddies that went up there yesterday, and we're drinking some beers.
Yeah, August 12th at 4 p.m. It's AC.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
indoors,
12 to
all you can
4.
drink.
Yeah, we will
60
definitely
bucks.
stress
Food
that.
trucks.
Stay cold and taste the most delicious beers you will find.
yes.
We will see you tomorrow.
See ya.
Awesome, guys. Well done.
Hell yeah.
That was a good one.
I appreciate y'all, man. That's fun. I like the the question.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing that now.
That's super rad.
We're gonna start like they're not gonna just randomly come across like an unknown asteroid field. It doesn't happen. We know there's the one between Mars and Jupiter. You're gonna know these things exist.
But also, like, even the asteroid field, like the actual rocks are like 100,000 miles apart. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not close.
They're like constantly bumping each other. No, there's distance. It wouldn't just roll up on that. Oh, what a surprise!
We can't comprehend the size of the universe, so we're like, asteroid field. You'll be.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Y'all appreciate it. Thank you, man. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to hang with us.
Thank you very much.
Have a great rest of y'all's day.
Oh yeah. We'll continue to promote it. Obviously, we're running the commercials and everything, but as you know, and then we'll start promoting.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Okay, I was like, I think you like slipped it in there.
I mean, we can check it, but I think it got talked over. I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm not totally worried about it. I got to go in and double check to make sure that we got the right one with the Wednesday thing, because with the third segment, yes. See y'all. Have a good rest of your Monday.
All right, and then we'll do one segment for Tuesday before lunch.
We'll do that now?
Yes.
We will do that.
And let's do the Who's Porkin' for that.
Okay.
Oh, great. I thought the animation in the Mario movie was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
no,
the
good.
way sometimes when you're doing those movies when you're following along in a chase scene or something where you get kind of sick. It was so smooth.
Oh yeah.
It was it's beautiful, and I liked is his name Keegan Michael, who played Toad. Whoever played Toad, he was funny. Keegan Michael Key. Yes.
Now I got the Hoochie Daddies theme song in my head.
I'm kind of excited about watching that.
Hoochie Daddies.
We've been doing gems, like trying to catch up with the gemstones. I'm like one behind.
Hold on, let me pull up these stories.
So this will be Tuesday for tomorrow, segment 3.
Whoa. Scared me. All right, I'll bring us back. Here we go. In 3, 2. Welcome back to A Corporate Time.
So let's do some Who's Porkin', because Sam told us that she's got a Who's Porkin'.
Pork alert, right?
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's the working title. I can I'll fix that. I forgot I was supposed to sing on the stupid song. We haven't done this in about a year. I don't know why it took so long to talk about the people that are porkin'. I think I messed up the theme because I can hear it echoing. It's not making me. I'll say something obscene.
Who's Porkin'? Porkin brought to you by the employees that refuse to work for Porky's Barbecue and cause them to shut down. No.
You should not be laughing.
And also the guy who said he was saving his patio furniture because that was obviously a lie.
I'm joking. That's not why.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been. Like, who says that? Yeah. You know, all this money from the bank, I was just saving it for the bank in my car, in my possession. I wasn't stealing it.
I took your radio for safekeeping.
Yeah, because you weren't here, and
do people still take people's car radios? Is that a thing? No, that's not a thing, right?
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back ourselves. Let's start in Baldwin. You and I and Sam.
Can I even steal your Tesla radio? Right?
No, I don't even have a radio. There's nothing in there. There's nothing to steal.
To steal that screen is an iPad.
No, I mean you could tear it out of there.
So when we left to go on vacation, apparently Trav accidentally left our garage door open.
Oh,
man.
get him,
So
Sam.
our neighbor had to let us know through our doorbell or whatever. But we had his mother's 1992 Prelude parked inside of our garage, and she freaked out because she thought someone was going to steal her stereo. Never mind the thousands of tools that are in the garage.
Well, a 92 Prelude, you blow on it and it flies into your hand. You know, so easy to get it out of there.
Well, also, it's like,
I said, ma'am, they are not stealing your stereo.
That's quality stereo right there, man.
Would you be mad? Okay, because I have done this before.
Stolen a stereo?
No, where my neighbor left his, garage door open. And I knew they were left out of town, and I went into the garage and did the move where
and then you slid under?
No, you have to jump. You have to jump over the laser beam. But I hit the garage door closed, and I ran out, and then I hopped over the laser beam.
I would be mad.
No, I'm helping you.
No, but it doesn't matter. I didn't ask for your help. I get this with Andrea all the time. Don't over-help me. Get the hell out of my garage. I don't know what you're doing in there.
I'm trying to help you.
No.
That's what I'm doing.
If you want to help me, tell me. No, if you want to help me, text me or call me and tell me my garage is open. I'll do it remotely. I don't need your help.
That's what our neighbor did, yeah.
I don't need your help. Get out of my garage. That's my problem.
But it's bothering you for no reason.
No, get out of there.
I know you want it closed.
Get out of there.
I'm closing it.
I keep my wife's boudoir photos in there.
No, it's just a bunch of garbage in there.
Not in my garage. You saw my garage. Pristine.
There's nothing in there.
Crystal clear.
All right, so who's Porkin, Sam?
So I have two different stories that kind of popped off over the weekend. Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
She is filing for divorce from her husband.
Oh, I find her so attractive.
That she married back in 2020, and apparently is now dating her co-star because she's going to be in the movie Wicked, the film version of Wicked. She is dating her co-star, Ethan Slater, who is apparently was SpongeBob SquarePants in the SpongeBob musical, which I didn't know was a thing. But apparently it was news to his wife. She did not know that they were dating.
No, really?
Oh, well, he's an interesting looking cat. He kind of looks like Pete.
A lot of people are getting
He's got a Pete.
Giving crap to Ariana Grande, not only for quote unquote being a homewrecker, as they're calling her, but also because they're like, look at this ghoul.
This guy's a ghoul.
And how did this guy pull Ariana Grande?
Yeah, this guy's he's a Pete. He's a red-haired Pete.
Now, if you pull up...
this is Skeet Davidson Part 2. This is red-haired Skeet.
He's not full ghoul.
Oh,
he's pretty ghouly.
He's got the same Skeet eyes as old Skeet Davidson.
He's ghoul adjacent.
Dude, this guy's a...
Somebody did put a picture of him and Ariana Grande's brother, Frankie Grande, next to each other. And
Frankie Grande.
And they do look extremely similar.
This
which
guy's
is
a ghoul.
Kind of
This guy is
weird.
a grade A. And then look at his wife. It says Ethan Slater's wife is devastated over his new romance.
She said she was blindsided, had no idea.
Oh, man.
Did
she
you
looks
find
like a
out
nerd.
with the media?
Yes.
Wow.
Look at that ghoul. He's a yellow-toothed ghoul.
TMZ told her.
This guy is a classic yellow-toothed Mel Gibson ghoul. This guy's got Mel Gibson teeth.
He's unfortunate.
He has Mel Gibson teeth. Look at those teeth. Those are ghoul teeth if I've ever seen them. The only thing this guy's missing.
That's something I just flossed this morning for one tooth.
Good Lord. Look at it down here. Look at this ghoul. He's got the butthole eyes. You got the beehole eyes. He's got them.
So how is it that, I mean, you would have to think that you would know that through paparazzi, like if you're dating or fooling around with Ariana Grande,
right,
that someone's gonna take a picture of you,
right.
or there's paparazzi that follow Ariana Grande, right?
No, you're blinded though because you're
especially
a ghoul.
she's been in the news recently because she just announced that she was filing for divorce like 2 months ago, right? So that she's already people are already following her to see is she gonna date somebody.
What does this guy play in Wicked? One of the flying monkeys. That's not a joke. I was not joking when I said that.
Okay, hold on.
He doesn't play Elphaba.
Hold on.
I don't know. Hold on.
Now I'm going the opposite, and this guy's a genius.
All right.
If he
Ghouls can be geniuses.
If he is like he wants to avoid awkward conversations like I do, like I never want to tell someone they're fired or that I'm breaking up with them or whatever because it's super awkward to have that face to face.
He is playing the Munchkin Bach. I've never seen Wicked.
So he's a little guy. Hold on, I got to root for this guy now, right? Because Ariana Grande is, I find her to be extremely attractive.
So you
gorgeous.
think, okay, you're this ghoul, and you're like, I want to get with Ariana Grande. I want to not get with, not be with my wife anymore.
I want to be Ariana Ghoul, Grand Ghoul, Ghoul Ground.
But you don't want to have the awkward conversation of like, hey, it's time for a divorce with your wife. So
by the way, his wife just had a baby.
Oh God! And a baby ghoul, you're gonna abandon that baby ghoul?
And so
how dare you?
You just start hanging out and going to the club or you're like in public with a celebrity, and then it's on TMZ or whatever, and that's how your wife finds out.
Look at that one. This guy.
How did he?
This guy.
He must be extremely charming, right?
He looks, guys. He looks exactly like a red-haired, freckled Pete Davidson. Exactly.
Yeah.
He has the same eyeballs.
So instead of telling your wife, you're like, she'll find out on TMZ, and then it all just works itself out.
That is.
Then does she find out, because you go on a date with Ariana Grande or whatever, and then it takes a while for your wife to be scrolling through her phone to see the news. Are you at home with your new baby and your wife, and then she's scrolling through the news and she sees you cheating on her on TMZ?
But then it's easy.
And then you're sitting on the couch.
But
how
then
does that
can't
work?
you go the media is fake news?
There's pictures of you know what I'm saying?
But you were
Photoshopped.
Yeah, but you were just on set. You went for a coffee.
Right.
Remember Justin Timberlake did it when he cheated on Jessica Biel?
Yeah.
Remember he had his hand on that girl's
rubbing
leg.
all over her
Yeah, he was rubbing her
legs
leg, and then he was like, "No, we're just doing the thing. We just went out for the night." No
you
big deal.
can't explain away a leg rub. You are caught.
I think he did.
You can.
I think he did.
If you're standing,
she either bought it or she's just letting it go.
It's up to her to decide.
Yeah.
Only her, right? And it looks as if they were okay.
Like if you're having coffee at Starbucks, you're like, okay, we went on break or whatever. I don't know what the hell. I'm having a meeting with another celebrity, but. But if you're rubbing somebody, if you're Justin Timberlake rubbing the person's leg
and holding her hand,
I mean that's for sure a grade A cheat. There's no explaining that.
She's getting a lot of Ariana Grande is getting a lot of backlash because people are saying that this is a trend for her. Apparently, she seems to go after men in relationships. I'm not familiar with a lot of her stuff, but.
Why
I guess
do
that's
that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
some people it's a thing. Like it's like they're almost like their kink.
That you like the fact
it's like a
that
challenge, right? Like I can get this guy's.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But you think just from publicity, you're.
Oh, I got him as SpongeBob.
Here's him as SpongeBob in the musical.
I got him as SpongeBob. Here's a little.
Kelp. It's still kelpy.
No.
Look at us.
God, I'd love to go to see this with Tom.
I want him to say.
I'm glad I'm here with you.
You're making Tom so uncomfortable.
That is terrible.
But just by she's been a celebrity long enough where
oh my God, she's been a child star.
Yeah, bad publicity and stuff.
She's also had a lot of bad publicity, so I feel like her and her team should know how to navigate it. Remember the time she stuck her finger in the donut, or when she said "F
she,
America"?
licked the donut.
She's done a bunch of stuff where regular people look at it and be like, "I don't like you. You're terrible. The youth is killing." And she never seems to learn her lesson really. It's weird.
Yeah, and then dating some guy that's married that just had a baby is gonna be a bad look in the media. It's like, hey, how about choose another ghoul? It was like, also how
sorry, ghoul's taken.
yeah, or just wait till he divorces his wife. Why do it at the time?
But I put it on him. He's a ghoul. He knows he's a ghoul, and the fact that he's even entertaining this, you're a bad ghoul. You're bad.
Well, of course.
And she's pregnant, and she just had a baby. What's wrong with you, ghoul? You know what? We ought to be laying him out. What are you doing, man?
No, I think they're obviously both in the wrong here. He's the one in the marriage, though.
What the hell's wrong with it? Yeah,
I mean, technically, she's still married too. But
that's right.
they are going to get a divorce. But the other person who is also getting some Porkin action going on and also getting backlash is Doja Cat. Have you guys heard about Doja Cat's new boyfriend?
I have not heard about the new boyfriend. I'm a fan. I like Doja Cat.
Well, she's been coming into some heat with her fans in general because she isn't very nice to her fans. She will straight up talk trash to her fans.
Ask
and
Miranda
say,
Lambert about that.
Yeah, very much like that. She'll go on lives on TikTok and just run people down and basically be like, I don't give an F if you listen to me. Like, I like her music, but as a person, she's not great. But she's dating this guy called Jay Cyrus, who I had no idea who this was, but apparently he got famous on Vine. You remember Vine?
Yeah, I do.
Vine?
Yeah.
That turned into TikTok, right?
Essentially, yeah. So he, I guess, was a content creator on Vine. I don't know how they met each other.
This guy's got a fedora.
But he has some allegations against him about some sexual assault stuff. And, some of the victims started reaching out to Doja Cat to, kind of warn her and kind of be like, what are you doing with this guy? And she just started cussing people out, like the victims, and blocking everybody. So now she's just blocking people that say anything negative about her boyfriend. And
he looks like any regular Florida white guy. Look at this guy. He's a normal looking dude, right?
Yeah, he's pretty basic.
Pretty normal looking cat.
Okay, I am a dumb old man, but
please.
Doja Cat, remind me who she is.
Pop rapper, I'd say?
Yeah, pop rap.
Because when you said Doja Cat, I thought Megan Thee Stallion, but
no, different.
No, I know they're different.
Lady.
Doja is a little more, I would say, acceptable. Maybe a little.
She sings a lot more.
Yeah, but she's trying to stop that too. I mean, I think she wants to go more hip hop. At least that's what she's been saying.
Right.
But yeah, pop rap.
And the fighting with...
There's a picture of her right there. See her right there with the glasses and the...
Okay, you're right. It's a mismatched couple in the fact that the other dude just looks like a regular normal white dude.
He kind of looks like... just like any normal white dude. Teddy Swims. He kind of looks like Teddy Swims, the singer.
And so the openly fighting online with trolls or even anybody, the naysayers on the internet, or anybody that even gives you any sort of...
She's known for that, too. She actively does it all the time. And yeah, you're right. She should just shut up and make your music, right? That sounds like dumb old lady, but...
but maybe...
Because it's not even like politics or anything. It's literally people say
pettiness.
something. Yeah, she's just being petty.
Yeah.
And he has some serious allegations of stuff with minors and stuff. Yeah. So people are like, hey, what are you doing with this scumbag? And she's just block, or cuss you out and then block.
Right. And that is
it's not a good look.
Well, with celebrities, I've noticed that there are only you either get three different types of celebrity. You either get the people that only interact to positive stuff. Then you get the people that are not interacting. It's their team interacting, and you know that they don't see it. They're insulated from it. Or you get the person, which is like Doja Cat, where they lean in and they literally seemingly are in their limo answering and fighting with everybody at all times, or have their team fighting. They're all. And I wonder if there is a play where you're it's not just you. I mean, you've got a team of people doing it where you just go, you know what? Yeah, engagement is engagement. Lean in and answer all of them and fight with all of them because
it's entertainment
you're
for
stirring it.
Other people.
Yeah, you're stirring it
Someone
up.
in the chat said, yeah, she's a scummy 4chan troll, and he's not wrong. I mean, she likes to troll people. But this is not a troll. I mean, you're dating an alleged,
right.
abuser.
And
predator.
And when you do that and constantly fight with people online, doesn't bring on or cause more people to fight with you, right?
Yeah.
So it's never ending. Like, it's not like you could fight with the trolls and block them, and then you're like, I'm good now.
No, it just creates more.
It creates more.
Yeah.
And
it's a
then,
farm at that point.
Then people, it's kind of like when you watch Qualified Captain and the people swamping in their boat at, Hulliver Inlet.
Yeah.
It's like it's creating more people to go down there and
Let's go
swamp
out there
their
and
boat.
swamp our boat. Yeah.
So it's like, so when you do that, and then that's your content, it's just going to be never ending. And maybe that's a play for like, hey, this doesn't bother me. And
I don't know, because she fakes like she's gonna
crazy.
quit the music industry like every other month because you know.
Oh, she's just maybe got some chemical imbalance
Yeah.
or emotionally unstable.
Or and I believe this now more than ever. I think there are some people that just have different relationships with the internet.
Yeah.
They're able to compartmentalize it. They don't look at it though. Like I look at it like as a dumb old man. When I look at the internet, it's real to me. And people say
like
things,
one of the
and I'm like, that's a
responses
real
was like
thing.
somebody, was like, "Hey, Doja Cat, like, why are you not listening to your fans?" And she's like, "Why should I? I don't know you guys." So it is very much you guys are internet people and you're not in my life. You don't really know who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't necessarily disagree with her, but it's not necessarily something I would tell people that are supporting me.
yeah, making me my money.
Yeah, I mean,
And maybe she looks at it like the people that are telling me this are not the ones that are support. I don't know. It's a weird thing.
It
I
is
guess
a weird thing.
When you're as big as that, you got a different relationship with your supporters, I would imagine. But then there's people that are bigger than her that have great relationships with the fans or supporters, and it's like, look at Taylor Swift, or not that it's a different whole thing, but it's like she seemingly
she's very active on her social media. She
has positive
replies to
interactions.
people.
yeah, she's harnessed it. Yeah, she knows exactly what
But
she's
she
doing.
has an amazing team.
Yeah, and then
Probably the best.
I think Doja's kind of riding on her own.
Yeah. That's never good.
I gotta say when I see bigger stars, they're like, yeah, I handle all my own bookings. I'm like, uh-oh. Like, because they eventually, like, when you look at the people that are doing it the best of the best, like, I bet you Taylor Swift has a department for that.
Yeah.
Like, of like 10 people that handle it. Which is the way you should.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it right.
Yeah, or just totally ignore the negativity. Like, I understand blocking
Which she
someone.
did when she was having negativity when she was dating Maddie Healy.
Right. I forgot about that.
She kept her mouth shut about
that
that,
over
and
now?
then they quietly broke up.
They broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling she told him, gave him the, like, this is the way this is going to go down. This is the way we're going to handle it because I'm Taylor Swift.
Some NDAs were signed.
Yeah, I think that's the way that's the way it seemed like, because they were dating, and then he apologized to Ice Spice, and then
kind of.
He did.
Wasn't really an apology.
Yeah.
Didn't she put Ice Spice on a song? It was a very bizarre
It
move.
was bizarre. Yeah, the whole thing. I try to keep up with it. It just moves too fast. I can't do it. I'm too old.
I'm curious to like the
pork moves fast.
It does. Fast pork.
The blocking strategy on social media, when you're that famous, it seems like it will not solve the problem.
Right.
I don't think
just
they
create
block.
a new account.
Yeah, I don't think they block.
Well, some people their strategy is to block, right? And like we know,
I used to do that. I don't do that anymore.
You block now, but if you're not a big enough, if you're not a huge celebrity, like even if you're just a normal person, like that strategy will work. You'll block enough people where then all of a sudden you'll have like not that much resistance.
Just what
or
you
trash.
want to hear.
Yeah. But then, if you're like local news anchor, right? You could block enough of the haters to probably clean up your social media.
Yeah.
But when you get to this level
It's impossible.
of a huge, that is like all you're doing is blocking, and then it's never ending, right?
Well, there's a bot.
So why even try?
It's funny. I too have thought about this before, about people that are hyper famous and what they do with their social media. And apparently, someone as big as, like, let's say a Taylor Swift, or like at the time, I think the one I was using was either Trump or Obama. Their social media accounts are so big that there will be a bot just creating fake bots to mess with the account.
Yeah.
Like it's literally under attack at all times. Yes, exactly like that.
Not
Yes.
nonstop.
It's just nonstop. It's almost like a
two wizards
yeah,
shooting,
just two wizards shooting,
and then it's just stuck in the middle.
It's
of
the
power,
red and blue, and it meets in the middle, and then it turns to yellow, and that's a negative power. Yeah, that's what's happening.
It says nonstop. It just never. But then, can you have your own software that's just like blocking them as fast as they're?
I guess you can try. And then again, we don't even know the particulars of how celebrities are treated behind the paywall of social media because it's a secret. I'm sure that the way Taylor Swift gets treated by Twitter or X or Instagram or Facebook is different than the way you and I do.
Yeah.
Or some controversial figure or whatever. Like, there's the people get dampened or like, there's all types of that stuff. It's crazy. Anyway, all right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
Okay.
Perfect.
Where was that going?
That's Tuesday 3. We just needed to get one done so that we'll be more on track for tomorrow. Yep.
Well, guys, have a great lunch. We'll be back on Facebook at 1 to do BDM.